We ain't getting no younger, we might as well do it. Been feeling you all the while, girl, I must confess. Let's get married. If you ain't noticed, this is the marriage episode. The episode where I decide to discuss gay marriage, the legalization of it, my viewpoints on it, if I would ever get married and the time I propose, go a little bit more detail about that, which I've spoken on before, but I'll talk about that. And what type of wedding I want. A big one, court wedding, reception. I got some current event topics I want to bring up that I found on the Twitter. And maybe a few Ask Robbie questions. Okay? So sit back. You're in for a treat. We're back with another one. Stay in your seat. Let's get into some shit, y'all. Linkinwitrobby. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkinwitrobby. Welcome. Bring it in. Yes, sister. It's your boy, Robbie K, with another Linkinwitrobby podcast episode 55. And this episode, we're going to get into a lot of different things. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get right to it. How's everybody doing? I know I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling positive about life. I just feel really good. Like, I'm in such a great mood, y'all. Like, for it to be a Tuesday, I'm in a great fucking mood. Happy as can be. Satisfied even. Content with the life. I hope you're doing the same. I hope you're feeling the same. Because why live if you're not going to live it to the fullest? If you're not going to enjoy what you got going on. You know, sometimes we get put in these bad situations and you just got to make the most of it, you know? Make the most of it. I'm currently in between I'm at work at this point, but I'm on break. So I decided I'll step in here for a little bit, do a little potting, get back to a little bit of work, finish my episode. This is how I do it when I multitask now. Like, I do my episodes now because I work, the shift that I work, and I be spending so much time with my boyfriend, and then if I'm not doing it, I'm doing other responsibilities and stuff. I don't always have time to do my podcast. So it's always been best that I just multitask when I can. So if that means in between a call or in between an email or in between something I'm doing at work, pull out my microphone and talk to you guys. You know, I work at my office. My office is my room. My room is my studio. All of it works together. So that's what I'm doing. But I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm hoping you guys are feeling good. Getting ready for Memorial Day weekend as it approaches May. Getting ready for June. Gemini season for those who care. I am a Gemini and it is our time. Speaking of being a Gemini, so I do want a new tattoo. I've never had a tattoo before. My first tattoo, I finally decided it's going to be a Gemini symbol. But it's going to be two snakes parallel with each other in the shape of a Gemini symbol. Now, before you guys, you want a snake on your body? Yes, I do. I think snakes are very interesting, intriguing, and misunderstood creatures. They're labeled as monsters. I'm terrified of them. But why not do, as the great Bruce Wayne once said, become what I'm afraid of? So why not put a label of a snake on my chest, representing the two sides of one coin? I don't see no problem with it. We're always a villain in somebody's story, and some of us are a good guy in other people's story. I'm both. So if you see it as me being some devilish fool because I have snakes on my body, then I'm a devilish fool. Somebody else might think it look cool. So who's to say? But yes, that's going to be my first tattoo. And I want to get that before my birthday. I really do. I want to have it by New Orleans. I don't know why, but I really want to get this tattoo, like, so bad. And so I'm just nervous because it's my first tattoo, but it's what I fucking want. And I made it up in my mind. That's what I'm going to get. So yes. Outside of that, Still trying to plan this New Orleans trip. It's very difficult to plan. No one told me how hard it is. Well, people have told me how hard it is, but bitch, it's hard. Like, this is not easy. I thought it'd be so much easier for me just to go ahead and do what I gotta do, pull up, woo, 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 woo. Let's plan a trip. But no, it's not that simple. Like, you have to think about where you're gonna stay. You have to think about what you're gonna do when you're there. How many days you need to take off from work. You need to put in that time. Make sure you got PTO hours for that time or vacation time for that time. And then also, we have to find how we're getting there. What's the best flight? What's the most affordable flight? But you don't want to be sitting up there flying in a rinky-dink plane. You know what I mean? It's so many things I'm trying to contemplate on. So many things. And on top of that, it's not just me, so it's really complicated. You know what I mean? Very complicated. On another note, y'all wondering why I feel so good? Because I'm just talking. I'm so bubbly right now. I got some last night, and it's not like I don't ever get none, but something about last night just felt like, oh yeah, me and Babe was in there fucking that living room up. We've been fucking all over the apartment since his roommates moved out. Me and him been fucking all over the apartment, and the way we tore up that living room floor and that living room couch last night. And what I love about him, it's always a flip flop session, always a verse session. He either gonna start or I'm gonna start, and we just gonna flip flop, rotate, and just, cause the way he had me, nah, fuck it. The way I was throwing this ass back on him, when I was up against that couch. And he was just taking it, just just in love, mesmerized. And then when I got him on his back and I had his legs pinned back and I was digging in that, man, I put my dick as far as it can go in him. I was having a good time, baby. I tell you, last night was amazing. I'm getting horny, think about it. Dick, stay down. But yes, last night was amazing. And it woke me up. I woke up this morning like feeling like la 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 la. Like I feel so good today. Like so happy. Can't nothing bring me down. And all it took was for me to get some good ass dick and some good ass ass. Damn. I love my man. Ooh. Going on 7 months now, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. Cause I didn't think I could do it. And a lot of you bitches didn't think I could do it either. Y'all thought we'd have been broken up by now, didn't you? I see your side eye. Bitch, I don't give a damn. Anybody that know me know when I get in a relationship, once I'm in that shit for real, I ain't going nowhere. I'm locked in. Duh. Why you think any nigga I've ever been with, I had impact? Because I ain't just dip in and dip out, baby. Understand that. Outside of those things, because I'm all over the place. I am all over the place. This is going to be a little all over the place episode. I said I'm talking about multiple different things. Okay, I'm doing multiple different things. So therefore, because I'm doing multiple different things, I'm going to talk about multiple different things. Sorry. Sue me. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into these other topics that I have for you guys today. Before I get into the main topic, y'all know how I do. Let me adjust my mic. Y'all know how I do, right? Okay. So, if you're familiar with him, maybe, I don't know. There's a content creator named Pablo Strokes. I'm going to say Pablo Stokes. Pablo Strokes. He's cute, attractive. He does his thing. He makes his content. He's been in a few relationships with other content creators as well, which is what we're going to be getting into today. So basically, he posted on Twitter. Let's see which one it was started with. He says, apparently, I guess his page got taken down, and he's accusing his ex of it, right? Zaddy Corvinus, I think that's his name. Basically, he said, this shit feels personal. Not gonna lie, like a bum ass druggie has something to do with it, but this shit don't faze me. My parents told me not to even sweat my page getting taken. They said niggas already know who the fuck I am. Blessed to have parents that support and love me for real. He also tweeted, I hold so much power in my hands right now. Could really end and change a nigga life in an hour. But I continue to choose God and let him keep taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Okay. Now, this sparked conversation because somebody was like, your parents know you do content? How dare you? Right? It became this whole discourse about that. He then went on to tweet. Well, someone actually tweeted and he responded to with a heart. But someone else tweeted, y'all really think all creators up here doing this shit privately and hiding it from our families? Both of my parents know I do this shit. Some of us are blessed to have family that love and support us unconditionally. So, to that I say, I agree. I'm in the same pickle. When I started making content in my last relationship, word got out and people told my mom. Once she knew, I no longer had to care. I no longer gave a fuck. And once she knew, she also knows I'm grown. Unless I'm 17, I'm underage doing this. She can't say anything about it. I can do what the fuck I want to do. It's my body, my choice, how I want to present myself, how I want to make my money. She's not going to argue with that. That ain't got nothing to do with her. And regardless, she's still going to love me and look at me the same. Is she running to go look at the content? No. She's not going to be retweeting and posting and all the other shit. Let's be for real. So, people that are judging him for having parents that are accepting and that he can be honest with and transparent with, you guys are so backwards. You're shaming him for being able to have a family member or a parent that he can talk to about these things. Not a lot of us are privileged for that. You know what I mean? Not a lot of us get that grace, to be honest. Some of us really have to live in a closet, like we'll be denounced from the world if we do that. And honestly, you shouldn't give a fuck, to be honest. You should do what you want to do. But when it comes to this content creator thing, you have to really not give a fuck. If you're going to do it, you have to do it and not give two fucks about it. The minute you start wavering and trying to cater to one person or that, or trying to hide it and do this, you're losing it. You're losing the plot. And it's not going to be good for you in the end. Because remember, this is your body. This is how you live. This is your reputation. You have to not give a fuck about that. You cannot overthink it. If you're going to do it, do it. Be willing to take any consequence, any backlash, any repercussion that people may have. There will be opposition. There will be people that's going to judge you. There's going to be people that's going to tell you you're too good for this, or you're a hoe, or you're just making gay people look bad. They're going to say everything they can about you. Call you a prostitute, call you a wannabe porn star. They're going to talk about how your body looks. They're going to say your whole this, your dick this, your body this. They're going to say every little thing. They're going to call your content boring. I'm telling you what they're going to do. And then there's going to be the one that's going to over-sexualize you and think now that you're on there doing that this is what you're here to do at all times of the day. It's two different worlds, I'm telling you. It's a different world from where we come from. And which brings me more OnlyFans content conversation. According to a Supreme Teens, which I love following them, shout them out on Twitter, former OnlyFans creator, and I follow this guy. I didn't even know he even did OnlyFans back in the day, but God bless to him and his body. It stated, former OnlyFans creator Richard Simmons is asking y'all to please respect him and stop posting his old content. I know where I've been and I think I'm entitled to a life after, is what was quoted. Let me read the actual tweet. Someone tweeted him and said, someone got you on their page doing things. He responded, saw it, please report, thank you. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but before now, I haven't asked for much and I let a lot rock. I'm asking humbly that we all refrain from sharing content from before. If you see it, save it, cool. I know where I've been and I think I'm entitled to a life after that at least. I think I still give enough of my body to this internet and I like for that to be enough. I think I still joke about BR enough to let folks know I remember. I don't know what that means. It happened, LOL. All that said, the internet is forever, I suppose, and Kim K got it way worse, so I'm not dying about this. Okay. Now, I have two viewpoints on this. Okay. So, first viewpoint. When someone is asking you to basically please refrain from sharing their, I guess you could say, content or their image or their likeness, or they're asking you to refrain from promoting it, or just when they ask you not to do something, I mean, the respectful thing and the mature thing to do is to not do it, right? But here's the thing. This is where I get to my second point. As a former content creator, when it comes to porn myself, you can't get into that lane and think you're gonna always have control over it. I can tell you right now, me and my ex stopped making content long before we broke up, right? That was in 2022. It was just maybe like 2 years ago that I came across videos of us from other Twitter pages. Mind you, we don't have a Twitter. We don't have an OnlyFans. We don't have anything to find us on. But yet, the videos are going to always circulate for years to come. So one thing I can always say is, even though it would be nice, it would be amazing if people would respect our wishes when we're done doing it and no longer want to be seen in that way, that we also have to be realistic to say, we were doing porn, and porn is going to revolve and circulate for years to come. I'm still seeing porn pop up on my timeline from 2008 that I'm pretty sure those porn stars are no longer doing porn and wondering why the hell is they dick still on the internet. Once you put it on the internet, there will always be a digital trail. It will always be there. You cannot erase it. You cannot run from it. You can hate it all you like, but there is nothing you can do to stop it. You can try to report every page you see. You can try to have them all spammed and removed and everything you could think of. File lawsuits, great. But once it's on the internet, it's always going to be there, and there's always going to be somebody that's going to save it, keep it, and spread it. You know what I mean? Share it in their group chats. Even if they don't retweet it on Twitter, download it to their phone, screen record it to their phone, and share it in front of people. There's no way around it. And I know for a fact from just my own experiences, I'm never going to beat that allegation. My porn will always precede me. I will always be known as the guy that did content creator. When it came to that, I'm going to always be known as that. But I was known as a freak before that, so I just owned it better. You know, I leaned into it and I owned it and I controlled the narrative. People can say what they want to say about me. They ain't able to find the videos and they still got them, then cool. I'm glad you're a fan. I'm glad you kept up with that shit. I'm glad I got you what you needed. I'm glad you got your nut. But I do support him and not want to see, you know, short and whatever. I did want to see because I didn't know he did content. He got a nice body, but I'll refrain from looking because I can't find it without a link or something. Because I don't know what his content name would have been. You know what I mean? So I don't know nothing about that. But we've all done a little thing. We've all recorded ourselves, made some videos. And I think every time I've ever done a video or sent a picture or sent a nude to somebody, I always was under the impression that, hey, Robbie, this could get out. Are you okay with that? And every single time, I was okay with it. And it's not to say that you can't want this stuff erased from history. Of course you do. Of course you want this to be taken down and never seen again. But of course I need you to recognize that there's a slow chance that's going to happen. Once you put it out there, and if the content is really good, or if it's really not good, people will find it, people will remember it, and people will share it. That's just the rules of the game. You know, there's risks when it comes along with doing this type of stuff. Even if you were to sign up for a major company, you do porn back in the 80s, it can always pop back up if people look hard enough. And with him even addressing it, which he shouldn't have, with him even addressing it, that made people go look for it. The amount of comments that I see under that post on Twitter of people saying, where is it? Who got the link? DMing me the link. Somebody DM me. Let me see. You brought too much attention to it, sir. Mr. Urban Richard Simmons, I would not have done that. When I found my content, I did not announce it to the world. Somehow I got back to my ex because he definitely made sure to let somebody know to tell me to take our porn down. Nigga, I ain't have our porn up there. Somebody else posted that shit on a promo page. I don't even know how the hell they got it. But, girl, fuck you. No, do what I want to do. But, yeah. When you post that shit, no, there's no way, there's no looking back. You can't regret it. You can't run from it. Like I said, you can't erase it. It's marked. It's stamped in history. It's stamped in the rest of your life. And it's something that you're going to always have to get through and get over. I mean, honestly, truly. You made that decision to do that, and you have to stand in that. Because we all know the consequences where we got into this. Nobody was forced into, well, okay, let me take it back. For those of us that weren't forced into it, yeah, let's dial it back. You weren't forced into this. No one made you post that. I understand you decided to change your life, and it's behind you now. But the people still want to see what's behind you. You know what I mean? They want to know. And you can't get mad at that. Unfortunately, you may be upset about it. It may bother you. It may make you uncomfortable. You can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. Because once you put it out there, you've already put it out there. You've already sealed it out there in the atmosphere and allowed it to be seen. And you gotta deal with that. You gotta take it. Shit. Just don't promote it. Just don't bring attention to it. Don't make no post saying, hey, take that down, because now everybody's gonna go to see what did he have taken down. Now everybody wanna know what you're talking about. So just be careful when you bring attention to stuff like that. I wouldn't have made no announcement, like I said, but to each his own. To each his own. In addition to that, I did also want to do some few questions I came across on, of course, as you may know, Ask Black Gay Bros, a subreddit on Reddit, which I like to, glance and find Q&A questions and threads where people are asking questions for our community, and I like to, answer those questions. So let me see where I want to start with. Where do I want to start with? Let's start here. Something messy. Is 75 sexual partners a lot? I've had around 75 sexual partners in my life. Most were one-night stands, a few were situationships, and a handful were long-term relationships. Is my body count considered normal or high? Let me be honest with you, baby. In the gay community, that's not high or low. That might be a normal number, to be honest. I don't know where mine is at. Once I hit, what was it? Once I got to the 30s, I stopped counting, and I got to the 30s before I hit, I believe was in my late 20s by the time I hit my 30s. But I'm pretty sure I'm way past that now, and I'm okay with that. I don't care about body count. And in the gay community, I'm here to tell you, no one cares. 9 times out of 10, we all have a high body count. Like, I joke with my nigga this all the time about this. Whenever he be like, damn, but you slept with everybody, I be like, babe, we have the same bodies. The same people you slept with, the same people I slept with. And we joke about that because it's like, in the gay community, it's so small. Especially as a black gay male, your community is even smaller. The people you're going to run into is going to be the same people. And for when it comes to men, we're typically gonna hook up more often than straight people. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but we typically hook up first, ask questions later. I know a lot of my bodies came from sex parties, orgies. That's a lot more common in the gay world. You know what I mean? That's not something that's common in the straight world. Everybody don't do that. If I had taken all that out, like if you take all the sex parties, all the orgies I've been in, the threesomes I've been in, my body count would be probably cut in half. You know what I mean? But that's just how it is in our community. It's kind of normalized. So I wouldn't say you have a high body count at 75. I mean, if you're at 75 and you're only 18, then I would be concerned, But without that information, I can't say. So 75 body count is simple. It's okay. It's normal. I mean, as long as you're okay with it, as long as you're okay with how many people you have sex with, you can always stop having sex with people. You can always go celibate for a while and just chill and abstain from doing anything to cause a higher body count. You have all these options. So, yeah, no. Don't be ashamed of it. It is what it is. You have a high body count to you or a low body count to you. Whatever it is, it's your body count. And nobody really gives a fuck in the gay community, really, because we all have a high body count. We all fucking. We all horny and we all nasty. Well, not nasty, but we're all a bunch of freaky little frogs. Next question. How did you gain confidence? I'm just curious on how you guys gain true confidence within yourself. I'm 24 and trying to build my confidence because I'm just not confident in my looks or myself or anything I do. I want to get to the point where I don't care what people think or say and stop letting people walk all over me. Love to hear your thoughts. Okay. This is something more of a coming out story thing for me. I kind of got into my own jizz and started feeling myself and gained that confidence in high school. Being in the closet through my middle school time period, my junior years, those 3 years when I was 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, I was not confident in myself. I wasn't sure of myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But the more confident and sure I became in my sexuality, I used that to get my confidence. On top of that, I'm a performer. Or used to be a performer. I used to dance, used to love being on stage, all of the things. Theater, all of that. So that was a way for me to create some type of sense of confidence where I would get on the stage and outside the stage, I'm shy, quiet, but I get on the stage and I become somebody else. I fuck it up. I do what I gotta do. I turn that shit up. I'm not able to do that outside the stage sometimes. Now, as a grown man, 33 years old, I am highly confident in myself. I am very present and very self aware. And that comes with experience. That comes with knowing yourself and being okay with who you are. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get here. It wasn't something I just ended up being. You know what I mean? With you and your age, I would recommend that just keep working on yourself, learning how to love who you are, change what you want to change about you. If you want to, you can make those changes, but accept who you are, accept who you're able to be, and just be you. Confidence is something that comes from within. You can't get it from anybody else. No matter how much somebody reassures you or validates you, you have to feel confident in yourself. So find something you're good at, go 100% out of it, and that may give you the confidence boost you need. My honest opinion. And also, like I said, life is going to teach you confidence, because it's going to become a day when you're going to not feel confident, and it's going to take you to pick yourself up to become more confident. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm spitting some shit. I'm telling you. Next and last question. Before I get into the main topic, I think this is how I'm going to segue into it. I feel it's harder to date when you're serious about dating. I feel as though growing up, I didn't know how to date men. I wasn't taught how to date like my heterosexual siblings because I was gay. I didn't know how to approach men in a platonic way. Men always approached me in a sexual manner, very touchy, dirty talk. So I assumed that style was normal, so I learned to do it back. I would lead with the sexual physical side, then hope everything else panned out. Whoa, this is touching home, because this is like me in my life. This was my life story. Wow. Guys played games with me, so I played games with them. Ooh. I was so used to men being toxic, I assumed toxic was normal. When I was 30, I had a renaissance about myself and focused on what kind of black man I wanted to be. So I started to unpack everything. The journey has been fulfilling so far. But now that I am no longer toxic, financially stable, and trying to date with intent, I feel like there are nothing but shitty gay men out there. But I know that's not true, because I'm not a shitty gay man. I'm 37. I know I'm not old, but I feel like I'm running out of time for some reason. Then I also feel like maybe sharing my life with another guy just isn't a part of my story, so I guess I'm torn. Gay dating apps are what you make of them, in my opinion, but it seems to only be for random sex and catfishing. I wish there was an app for men who are dedicated to dating. Okay. Okay, this definitely resonates with me, because this is how my approach was growing up. I didn't have anybody teaching me how to be gay. I didn't have nobody to teach me how to date, because I was not interested in girls, so courting was different when it came to a male. I didn't have that. I didn't have somebody pushing me and showing me how to do it. There wasn't somebody leading my hand. I didn't have no great examples. All I had was what I saw on TV and what was in the media, and that was not enough. So I just went off my instinct and went off what I felt was right. I went off what felt good. And guess what feels good? Sex. So that's what I went off of. But it took my first love, which I can't wait till I do that episode. That might be my 60th episode. I don't know. It took my first love to show me how to date, show me what romance was like, show me what a relationship with a guy would be like. And I'm so glad my first love was when I was in high school, because that was enough time for me to get that and be like, hey, I like this. And as a grown man, I know exactly what I like and what I want in a relationship. I can't agree with you and say, yes, dating is definitely I can't agree with you and say dating is definitely very difficult, especially with this day and age, generation, and of course, our community. It's not easy finding people that are also into the things you're into, but that's also the fun side of dating. Dating is all about exploration. It's meeting new people. It's learning new things. It's going different places, trying new restaurants, just doing things, getting out, socializing. That is how you're going to find out what you want. That is how you find that serious relationship. You can't go into it looking for a serious relationship. You can't go into it looking for anything specifically. You need to just go into it open-minded and see what's on the playing field. Check it all out. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. And you have to move with that intention. I was in a toxic stage for a very long time. Very long time. Even when I started this podcast, I was still kind of healing from that. And I feel like I'm at a place where I'm really, really feeling like I'm healing, not healed, but healing. I feel like I'm getting to a better place, a more structured place, a more place where I can be myself and still be confident. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting there. Um, which is why I say this segues into my new topic because I'm finally in a place where I feel like I'm getting to where I want to be in my life and with my age and everything else. I'm no longer dating to have fun. I'm no longer dating to explore. I'm in a serious committed relationship, and we've spoken on marriage plenty times. So with that being said, I do see myself marrying him. And last man I saw myself marrying was years ago. Been over a decade since then. And here I am again, thinking about doing that. Oh baby, oh baby. Let's get into some things. So marriage to me, honestly, is just something that it's not just some traditional fairy tale thing where you have a wonderful wedding and everybody's happy. It's also a business transaction. It's also a union by the government. It's something serious. It's something that you can't take for granted because your life changes once you get married. You're no longer by yourself. And the reason why that's the case is because finances become joint. Property, equity, everything becomes one, which was before two separate things, which makes you stop and be worried and scared about actually, do I want to marry this person? So what I can say is, in the gay community, I know not a lot of us get married, honestly, because we're a little bit more picky. We date more than we marry. We hook up more than we marry. And when we finally do decide to marry, we decided that person is the person because we've been with them for so long. But for me, for a long time, where do I want to start at? Marriage wasn't something I considered. For one, gay marriage wasn't legal growing up for me. So that wasn't something I was even thinking about. To be honest, marriage was not something that came across my mind, was not something I was even thinking about or remotely even interested in. It wasn't until I met my first love to where I was like, you know what? I love this guy. I would actually spend the rest of my life with him. But, after that relationship, it didn't happen again until I finally proposed. And even with proposing, I did it out of the simple fact that we've been together for so long, why not get married? Not based on all the other things that was important. You know what I mean? And it just brings up the notion of, is this really something I ever want to do again? So when I proposed, right? When I proposed to old boy, I didn't really put a lot of thought in it. I put a lot of thought into the proposal. I put a lot of thought into the ring. But after that, I didn't think about anything else as far as getting documentation, going to the courthouse, any of that stuff. None of that was even important to me. Fast forward 2026, age 33, in a serious relationship, and we're having a marriage conversation all the time. Way more than I ever thought I would be having. But here we are discussing it, and I want to marry him. I want to be with him the rest of my life. But I see so many other people that pretend to be married or in their marriages and their relationships, and truth be told, it's a lot of mess. All the marriages I see people in, they're in open relationships, they're having threesomes and getting cheated on, and I don't have a lot of great role models. And because of that, it scares the fucking bejesus. Is that a bejesus? Bejesus? It just scares the hell out of me because I don't want to get stuck doing something or sign into something that I'm going to regret. You know, and it makes me nervous. It really does because, like I said, I wanna get married, but now I'm afraid. Now I'm afraid of getting in a relationship, getting married, making that commitment, only for a year or two later, we're tired of each other. Me and him, we started talking a year ago. Dated for a while. We've exclusively been together in a relationship, committed in a full-blown relationship for the last 6.5 months, going on 7, right? But is that enough time to get married? Is that enough time to be thinking about marriage? Once I propose, this isn't going to be play. Like, once I propose to him, I have to sit there and really decide, when do I want to get married? How do we want to get married? What are we going to do? Where are we going to the courthouse? How do we tell people? How do we approach this? And how do we... All of those things is terrifying to me. I gave up on all of those ideas so long ago. I'm scared. I'm nervous. And when I see all the bad examples around me of people getting married and what they do when they get married and how it goes down the drain, I don't know if I can handle doing any of that or going through any of that. I'm so tired of seeing people get married just to get divorced in a year when they could have just dated this person and got to know them and realized within a year, oh, I don't want to be with him no more. That's why I'm taking my time. I feel like we won't get married until we've been together for at least 1 or 2 years. I've explained that to him. He doesn't always agree. He feels like we should be able to get married right now. He's tripping. We're not doing that. But I don't want to propose and then get married right away. I also don't want to propose and don't get married for another 2-3 years. So when I do propose, I know I have to already have in my mind, okay, marriage is happening. The wedding ceremony is happening. The reception is happening. Marriage documents, court documents, all these things, name change, all these things, it's coming. We have to make it happen because we already got this far in the engagement, which is why hopefully I have at least 6 months to a year to plan the engagement and really decide how I want to go about this. He's already basically said that he don't really want to do a wedding. He'd rather have a ceremony, like a reception ceremony, but go to the courthouse. I get that. Still kind of roughly the same amount of money, but I understand what he's saying. We can rent a venue out for a little reception. Nice, cute little thing or whatever to just celebrate the wedding. We don't have to have the whole 9 yard. We can go to the courthouse for all the other shit, which is most likely what we will do. But as far as being able to say I'm going to get married and then do it all over again, we get married, I do not plan, and I repeat, I do not plan to do this again and again and again or again. Once I do this, I want this to be the last time I do this. I don't want to ever again do this. Understand me? So, yes, I do want to get married. Yes, I do think I'm in a relationship where I want to get married. But I also know I don't want to do it tomorrow. And I also know that I don't want to do this just to be doing it. This will be the first and last time I get married. And the fact that I'm planning on giving this man my last name, and I don't even like my last name. I was hoping I get married and I take somebody else's last name. Every relationship I've been in, I've always taken their last name because I just don't like my last name. But now here I am, willing to give somebody else my last name. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my God, the insanity. Let me hit my hookah because what the fuck? Honestly though, everyone's viewpoint of what marriage is, everyone's perception of marriage is going to be different. What I may see in a successful marriage, you may not see or identify with. And I understand that. But I do know for me, what I want is I want a monogamous relationship. I want a faithful relationship. I want a loyal partner. I want somebody that is my best friend who I can see myself living and spending the rest of my days with. Someone I want to grow old with. Someone I want to continue to see in all their seasons. I do think I've seen him in majority of his seasons. I haven't seen him at his complete lowest, but I've seen him at a lot of different viewpoints in his life. And it's been enough to make me feel confident in saying that, okay, I can see myself growing with him. Just not sure if I'm ready to make that step yet. But I know I want to. And I think that's the first thing, because, boy, the Johnsons, I didn't think about marriage at all. I don't give a damn what I was saying. I never thought about marrying that nigga. No. We never thought about getting married ever. He never talked about it. I never talked about it. It just wasn't something we were doing. We knew we were just dating and seeing where it goes from there. We was really just going with the fucking flow. That whole relationship was nothing but a flow chart. Like, we were just flowing down the river, just hoping we make it somewhere without getting hit on the bed. Hit on the, what the shit called? What the rock said? I don't know. But somewhere on the edge of the water. But, yeah. If you want to get married, if you see yourself getting married with somebody and you want to take that step, do that shit. Don't be afraid to do it. But I'm going to be honest with you. Marriage is something serious. You're not just changing names. You're not just throwing a party. You're not just getting cute and posting on social media. You guys become a business, okay? You guys share finances. You have assets, marital homes. There's so many things that come in between the love and passion that if you don't have a strong foundation, you will be torn apart by all the other shit that's going to come into play. Which is also why I believe you should live with your partner before you marry them, because I just don't want to just jump into something I don't know how you live. Which I do kind of have an idea how he lives. We spend almost every day together. I still go home and go to work. But when I'm not at work, I'm with him. And we're always together. So, yeah. It's going to be an interesting take. It's going to be an interesting road I'm going to be on when I finally decide to get married with him. But I do think dating with intentions, dating knowing that you want to end with this goal in mind, can be difficult, can be scary, can be intimidating. But as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you know what you want and where you want to end up at, whether you meet somebody that's not for you or not, won't matter. You know what you want. And you know you're going to get that when you put your mind to it and lock in. And right now when it comes to him, I'm locked the fuck in. All the way. And I'm ready. Feels like a shorter pod today. Didn't have a lot to touch on. But I definitely wanted to get out that marriage topic and really want to just touch on how I feel about unity and how I feel about unions and the sanctity of it. I don't believe in the whole religious abstract of marriage. I believe in it's a government business. Let's be treating it as such. So you have to take it serious. You don't just start opening an LLC or a business with somebody in a partnership. Like you're doing this with somebody else. You don't start a business. You don't start a business with someone and not think about everything. So make sure you get your ducks in order and get your shit together and make sure everything is on one accord before you make that transaction. Because you ain't spending all that money for nothing. Not just for a few likes on Instagram. Make sure this shit is for real. Because Instagram only lasts while you're on Instagram. Once you get out of there, you go back home into the house and y'all in the same home. It's a whole nother ball game. And I want to make sure when I step into that territory, when I step into that arena, that stadium, I know what the fuck I'm getting myself into. I already know I have somebody that I see as a best friend, as a partner, somebody I can spend my life with. But that business deal, that transaction, yeah. It's something I'm a little scared of. But shit, I gotta stop being scared. I gotta stop being pussy and get my ass up and do what the fuck I gotta do and make it fucking happen. And I'm gonna go find him a nice ring and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. He talking about get something cheaper. He tripping. I'm not getting no cheap ass ring. The last ring I got was $10,000. You think I'm finna play with him? I'm not playing with him. He tripping. But y'all, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm not getting a ring today. But I'll let y'all know. Y'all be the first to know when I do it. When I do get the ring and I do propose, y'all be the first to know. Trust and believe that. But that's Robbie K. And we about to end this shit. Hope y'all have a great week. I will be back again on Friday with some more David coverage, D4VD. And then back again on next Tuesday for some random regular shit. Maybe an Ask Robbie episode. Who's to say what happens in the next week or so? Something may happen, and I may have a new topic. Who's to say? Hope you have a good night. Closing time. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I got to say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robbie.